The thing that got me started with service and volunteering is my neighbor Kobe. He has autism, and I would go over to his house and watch him sometimes because his mom needed some extra help when she needed to go and do grocery runs or do some chores. So he would come over to my house, and from that I learned that I really liked helping special needs kids, and especially kids with autism.
I feel like it's really important to be active and work in the community to have a wonderful life. And I feel that everything that we're doing today will come back to us. So that's one of the reasons that I decided to help and work with different communities now.
I did not realize how much community matters until I stepped into someone else's. Community is huge, and I didn't even realize how much my community meant to me until I was in someone else's community.
I always say that refugees and immigrant students, they have the same abilities and knowledge to do great work. They just need some extra push to become successful. So right now my main target is to help those individuals, minorities, and underserved populations to get to the point that they want to be.
Stitching Hearts Worldwide brings us some raw materials, fabrics, toys, bags, different things like that. And we have several different projects that we do between quilts, stitching fabrics together into a quilt, so blankets. We also take recycled grocery bags and make them into a sleeping mat that helps retain body heat for refugees at camps, as well as we send them to homeless and to people who need.
So my main project is First Lego League. I run a First Lego League team at Palmer Court, which is a permanent residence shelter. And we help the kids build robots, little Lego robots. It helps them with STEM education and all that. Also just helping them with homework or just playing with them half the time. It's amazing.
I get to work with kindergartners, which is so fun. And for me, I just go every week and I help them with their comprehension, with their reading, with their sight words. And I've gone since the beginning of the school year. And so now, as we're coming to the end of the school year, to see the difference in their progression has been so cool to see, as they've continued to learn. I think for me, the moment that I realized that I was actually doing something is I missed a week. I came back the next week, and as soon as I walked in the door, all of the kids were like, "Miss Lucy's here, Miss Lucy's here." And they were so excited. And I had no idea that I was actually making an impact on these little kindergartners and that they actually cared that I was there and appreciated what I was doing for them.
I think my very favorite project was I actually got toothbrushes, floss, and toothpaste, and I went around to schools, especially kids that have lower income families, and I taught them, one, how to brush their teeth, because a lot of kids don't know how to do that, and especially when they come from those low income households, they don't really have the tools to do that. So I was able to go and give them those tools and teach them how to brush their teeth, and that was just super fun, being able to be around the kids and help them.
We have on average 150 volunteers each week. And you know, if you're in a large group like that and you don't feel like you fit in, or you don't have a network of people to relate to or to be with, and you just kind of feel isolated, you know, you really don't want to go back to that, whatever group that may be with. So for me specifically, I want to make sure that everyone feels included. I want everyone to feel like they've got a place, that they're making a difference, and that they can connect with everyone who's there.
COVID has been a fun time over the last 2 years. It made me really consider, even if you really have all the intentions to help, what you need to consider, because there were some weeks where I didn't go because, as bad as it would be for me to get COVID, to give any of these kids COVID, they don't have insurance, they don't have anything. So figuring out, like, is it even morally responsible for me to go to do this thing? That was hard. Consistency was hard. I have never learned how important it is to be consistent. Especially as a leader, if I don't do something, it doesn't happen. It's not like, oh, like someone will figure it out. It just doesn't happen. COVID, just unpredictably not being there, always coming back, like, who's gonna be here this week? Or even having the kids, like, I'm gonna tell the kids I'm gonna do something and it doesn't happen. So COVID and consistency and just responsibility have been huge hurdles that I've been trying to overcome, going every week for years at this point. Setting up volunteers even if I can't be there. Just setting up plans, all of that has been a huge learning curve.
I love volunteering because I feel like my judgment goes down a lot, especially volunteering with special needs kids. I'm able to see people for their hearts and not just their outward appearance. I've worked with so many kids and they have so many talents just hidden below the surface, and getting to know them and getting to know what they love and what they do, it just really helps me when I go around and see other people, not judge from first appearance, but judge from.
For somebody who wants to get involved but doesn't really know how or where to start, I think my piece of advice would be just to start somewhere and to be intentional.
Gosh, that is the number one way to find yourself, is to look outward. It seems a little bit ironic to find yourself, typically it's like, oh, I have to look inward and find myself, and there are ways that you can do that. But being able to find yourself by looking outward gives you a whole new perspective on who you are, but also who you want to be.
Be the first one. Don't wait for someone else to tell you to take the action. Be the one who can bring change in community. And throughout all my service journey, that I understand that everyone, regardless of their race, their gender, their age, their knowledge and education, they can contribute to the community and they can serve others.